Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Ty here, and welcome back to Kansei. Now, this is going to be episode 2, and if you didn't see the last episode, make sure you go check that out on the channel. And, last episode, apparently Mr. Otten died due to poisoning, so... And I did ask you last time, guys, if you wanted me to buy the full game, and, well, I did it anyway, so... Without further ado, let's get on with this. So we can either talk, move, or examine room. Let's see. Well, considering that Mr. Otten died, we're gonna have to examine because before, guys, he was like all rowdy and stuff, and then Kansei, my main character, had this feeling that he died, and he did. So someone could have actually poisoned him. It could have been. It could have been. What was his name? Crap, I forgot what his name was. Liam, yeah, Liam. That's right. Could have been Liam, could have been Sophia, could have been anyone, really, so. Okay, so let's examine the room. The scroll on the wall is some sort of Chinese calligraphy. Too bad I can't read it. There's a water fountain in the middle of the lobby. The glass orb is lit by a light bulb, but it looks like there's a bowl in the middle. I guess that back in the day it held oil for a flame. Okay. So let's move. Okay, we can either go upstairs or we can go to the other room. Let's go here. As I enter the hallway, I'm nearly run over by a guy as he rushes out from around the corner.
Whoa! Sorry, dude.
Okay, we did not see this guy last time. We did not see him last time, so you're already suspect, my guy. He skids to a halt and jumps a few times, holding his hands out in self-defense. Hi. He stops for a moment to look me over.
Never seen you around before. You're not one of Liam's friends, are you?
Not really.
Oh, good. I can't stand Liam's friends. Don't tell him I said that.
Your secret's safe with me, I guess. Who are you?
Kevin, I'm the IT guy. I run all the security here. Got a blip in my system saying the power went out, so I came here to see what happened. Sophia hasn't been answering my calls.
You came here? I thought the house was in lockdown. Kevin taps his temple of his head.
Master code unlocks any door.
Right. Okay, that's actually suspicious because I think Sophia said the house was on lockdown, so that's kind of suspicious. I'm not gonna lie.
And who are you again?
Kansei, I'm a special investigator.
Wicked. So Big Will is finally gonna bring down the hammer on Liam in his little nightlife.
Big Will? Does he mean William Otten? Actually, Mr. Otten just passed away. Kevin stares at me blankly for a moment, but his expression slowly changes as he processes my statement.
Passed away. As in, dead?
I'm not entirely sure there's another way to interpret that.
Whoa.
Kevin runs his fingers through his hair and laughs nervously.
Sorry, man. This is just... Wow, I can't believe it. It's kinda unreal, you know? I just saw him yesterday and he looked fine. Well, as fine as a guy his age can look. Well, as fine as a super paranoid guy his age can look. Well, as fine as a super paranoid guy who drinks a lot at his age.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I get it. Hold on. So, Mr. Hutton was poisoned, right? And he could have drank himself to death, and I think Hold on. I think when you drink too much alcohol, it leads to some sort of poisoning. I think. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to research that. But I think if you drink too much alcohol, then it leads to poisoning. I think. Yeah. So that could have been the cause of his death. But who knows?
So what happened?
I don't even know what happened myself. I'm not exactly sure what to tell this guy. Uh, well, he may have been murdered.
Holy cow! Murdered? Didn't see that one coming.
Kevin rubs his chin thoughtfully.
Guess that's what he meant.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Otten never liked to talk about his history. Anytime someone asked, he'd always say that he buried his past a long time ago. Once, when he'd had a little too much to drink, he told me that he was afraid that one day his past would come back and return the favor.
Okay, so Mr. Otten had some sort of mysterious past, so okay, that's interesting. I'll try and keep that noted. That sounds pretty ominous. It would fit with the fact that he's built up his house like a fortress, though.
Man, dead? Really?
He shakes his head.
Sorry, it's just too weird. I'm still having a hard time believing it. So, are the police gonna question us all and stuff?
Probably. I grimace as I realize that I'm about to be dragged into yet another investigation.
Well, guess I'll hang out here until then. I'll be in the security room if you need me. It's the first door on the left here in this hallway.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, if he has access to the security room, he could have just easily unlocked the door and he could have just done something to Mr. Otten. So you're suspicious, my guy. Yeah, he's suspicious. Kevin's suspicious. I'm not. Yeah, examine. Hall is lined with old art pieces and security boxes. There are retina scanners on every door, but I bet I could override them if I had the codes. Okay, move. Okay, so I can go. I can go into any room. Go here first. Oh wait, no. Okay, so you don't want to go there. Okay. Oops. So let's go here. I try the door, but it doesn't open. I thought Kevin said he'd be in there. I knock on the door and I hear the sound of footsteps. The door slides open.
What's up?
You said you'd be here.
Yeah, I did. What do you want?
I turn my neck to peer over Kevin's shoulder. The room behind him looks mostly empty, but I can see the glow of television screens across the wall. Can I come in? Kevin frowns, but he steps aside to let me in.
Sure, why not? Since Mr. Otten hired you, you'd probably be allowed in here anyway.
Yeah, because if we can look at the security cameras, we could probably try and figure out who was being suspicious. It doesn't take long to scan the contents of the cold room. There's not much on the industrial carpeted floor, save for a single chair. A long counter stretches across one wall. It bears a lonely keyboard and mouse. Mounted on the wall are several monitors, all flickering with images of various rooms in the house. At first glance, it appears to be a room meant for high security corporate building rather than just a house.
Welcome to my Fortress of Solitude. This is the command center for the entire house.
So what should I ask about? Okay. So we're gonna ask. You can see everything in here. You can. Can you think of any reason? Okay. Okay. So you can see everything from here.
Not everything. Mr. Otten's office is strictly off limits. Very private, you know.
He folds his arms across his chest and scowls.
As if it isn't obvious.
Obvious? What's obvious?
Mr. Otten never likes to be far from his booze. His solution to anything stressful is to drink it away.
Yeah, so like I said, that could have been he drank himself to death and that caused him to have some sort of poisoning? I don't know.
Of course, he tries to hide it because it's not very professional, but every time he walks out of that room, he reeks of alcohol.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this one. How'd you get this job?
Mr. Otten offered it to me.
Really?
Well, yeah, he handpicks everyone who works for him.
How'd he find you?
I graduated in the top of my class at a university he funds. He offered this job to me straight out of college.
That's pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's the word for it.
Whoa. Am I imagining things or is he resentful about something? Okay. Why do you work for Mr. Otten?
The money. Duh.
That's all?
Well, yeah. What else is there?
Kevin stares at me as if I just asked him if he breathes oxygen. Starting to think that I'm not going to like anyone in this house. If these are the people Mr. Otten surrounds himself with, I can't imagine the sort of people he's trying to hide from. Okay. Can you think of any reason that someone would want Mr. Otten dead?
You're kidding, right?
No.
Must be new around here. Mr. Otten's infamous around these parts. He's a ruthless sort of dude. Any little guy tries to start something new, he crushes him. Poaches employees, spreads rumors, heck, he's even brought in the courts multiple times. He'll say that these other companies are infringing on his trademark or something equally stupid. Of course, that's only the stuff we know about. If you ask me, he's got more than just dirty business practices going on. I mean, seriously, look at this place. No one builds a house like this in the middle of nowhere unless he's got something to hide. If he's not doing something illegal, I'll eat my motherboard.
That's all for now.
Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Okay. So, let's go. Let's try here. Oh, a restroom. Weird. This looks like he built this place with some visitors in mind. I wonder what changed. Okay, examine the room. There's a space between the mirror frame and the wall, so it's not a two-way mirror. I can't believe I'm checking for this. Old habits die hard, I guess. Okay. Move. To here. Oh, the kitchen. The atmosphere in the kitchen is tense. The sound of my footsteps sounds unusually loud on the tile floor. Hey.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's right. They said they'd be in the kitchen. Okay. Naoki welcomes me with a half-hearted smile. Sophia is standing at the other end of the kitchen, sipping slowly on a cup of tea. Her eyes don't waver from the small cup in her hand. I lean in towards Naoki. Is she okay?
She's feeling better. Still a little shaken up, though. She was crying pretty hard when we found Mr. Otten's body.
Kansei,
Yes?
I hope you don't mind if I ask you something.
No. Go ahead.
How did you know that something bad happened to Mr. Otten?
That's...
Naoki, please. I was asking Kansei.
Sorry.
So, how did you know?
Oh boy, what should I say? If I tell the truth, she might think I'm crazy, but I really don't want to lie to her either. Is it this one, I guess? I guess you could say I have a sort of sixth sense.
A sixth sense? As in psychic?
I guess you could call it that.
Can you give me details on how it works?
Whoa, she actually sounds like she might believe me. I can't really say. I just feel things. I get sick sometimes, and then I know something bad has happened. Naoki is staring hard at me, as if I should keep quiet. I guess just talking about my Kansei is a bad idea. Still, I feel as if she deserves at least a partial truth.
I see. I suppose it's different then.
Different from what?
Many years ago, Mr. Alton experimented with extending the mental capacities of human beings. It's not like what you described, though.
What sort of experiments?
Okay, so we. Oh, experiments. Okay, this is getting good.
I don't really know much about it. It was a long time ago, before I started working for him. He just mentioned it in passing once, so I thought maybe that had something to do with it. He was terribly drunk at the time, though, so I suppose he might not have even been telling the truth. I'm sorry, I'm jumping to the strangest conclusions here. I must not be in a very good frame of mind right now.
Sophia sighs and shuts her eyes. She looks like she wants to cry again. I'm sorry, you really cared about Mr. Otten, didn't you? For a moment, Sophia doesn't respond. Her shoulders shudder as she takes in a deep breath. Finally, she opens her mouth and speaks in barely more than a whisper.
I don't know what I'm going to do now that he's gone.
I'm so sorry.
Naoki places a gentle hand on Sophia's shoulder. For a moment, I feel strange. She definitely sounds sincere, but something about what she just said sounds off.
I'm sorry. I just really want to find the person who did this. If there's anything you need to know, just ask, okay?
Yeah, sure, thanks. Okay, so we have some suspects here. Okay, so it could be Mr. Otten himself, like I said, he drank himself to death, which caused some poisoning. That Kevin guy, Sophia, or yeah, or Liam. I'm not too sure. Examine. A nice clean kitchen. It's well stocked. There's hot tea on the counter. I assume Naoki made it. Okay, move. Okay. Mm. Whoa, guess I've found where he keeps all his rich person stuff. Examine. Everything in here looks like it was very expensive. There's a door on the other side of the room, but it's locked. The tapestry on the wall has some sort of turtle and a bird, I think. Nor do you what the other animals are. Okay, so that door could lead to his office. Okay, move. I enter the living room again. Not much has changed since my last visit, including the occupant.
Oh, Kansei!
She's still here, really?
You're not still mad at me, are you?
Oops, I forgot. I kind of blew up at her earlier. I'd better try to smooth things over. Yeah, sorry about that. I just get annoyed sometimes.
No, it's not your fault. I know I can get too pushy. I tend to be single-minded when I have a job, and sometimes I go too far. I really am sorry about before.
Well, I wasn't really expecting an apology from her. She even seems to actually mean it.
Hey, is something wrong?
What do you mean?
Well, the lights went out for a bit, and I saw Sophia run by earlier. She wouldn't tell me what was wrong.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure that there's a traceable way to put this. Mr. Otten died.
What? Are you kidding?
No. Marissa stares into my eyes, searching me with a mixture of fear and panic. I stare back until the truth of the incident sinks in. Her expression changes slowly as she realizes that I'm not lying.
you sure? What happened?
I think he was murdered.
Murdered? I suppose that shouldn't come as much of a surprise.
What do you mean?
William Otten is not a popular man. His business practices are already reprehensible, and there have been rumors of unethical treatment of some of his test subjects. That's why I came. I was hoping I'd be able to uncover something about what he might be doing.
Okay, so the experiment. So he could have been doing some sort of shady stuff in the background. Actually, that could be why he was actually like that. He was that's why he was suspicious, when he saw Kansei. So you're really just sneaking around trying to dig up some dirt?
It's really not what you think.
Okay, then what?
Nothing.
What should I ask her? Okay, what sort of legal things? Okay, I'll do this one. Earlier, you talked about some rumors about Liam. What was that all about?
Ah, those. Well, recently, word's been going around that Leomon is involved in dogfighting,
Whoa, whoa, that's a felony.
not to mention extremely cruel.
Well, I'm glad he chose to draw the line somewhere at least.
I'm fairly certain he was just getting fed up with Liam's antics. It's one thing to dismiss underage drinking, but the heat from Liam's participation in animal cruelty is bad publicity he didn't need. I heard he was planning on cutting Liam from his will completely.
Planning on, so we didn't get around to it yet?
As far as I can tell, no. But you'd really have to ask someone more knowledgeable than I.
Okay. What sort of illegal things was Mr. Otten doing?
Well, I've heard that he used to head up a series of experiments for the government back in the day. Something about altering genetics. The whole thing wasn't exactly approved as humane. Pretty much everyone was kept in the dark about it.
Then how did you find out?
It's a long story, but the short version is I've met a lot of the victims. I've pieced together their stories and followed the trail back to William Otten.
Okay, so the victims survived. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Otten toyed with genetics and someone wants to kill him for it?
It's a possibility, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that would make sense. I suppose. I don't have any other questions right now.
I'll talk to you later then.
Okay, so go out. Okay, move. I think these are other rooms, so I'm just gonna go forward then. The basement. There's a retina scanner at the end of the stairs. Sophia changed the settings so that it will unlock the door for me. Okay. Okay, I want to see if there's anything down here that could potentially be a clue. The door actually opened. I guess Sophia hasn't changed my permission from before. Cool. Okay, examine. Whoa, one of these boxes is full of papers. They all look really old. Experiment results? I don't understand what any of this is about. Maybe I should ask someone trustworthy. I'll take a few pages and leave the rest here for now. Okay, so now I think I know what we gotta do. Okay, now I think we gotta go. Let's see, we're here. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay.
I'll talk to you later then.
Okay, well, I thought I was on the right track. Damn. Okay. So I guess I will have to. Let's see, here. There we go. Now let's go up here. Examine. The door to Mr. Hutton's office is locked. There's no way I'm getting in there. Okay. Okay, so I can't go there. Move. Actually, Heaven smirks at me as I enter.
You're an interesting guy, Kansei.
What are you talking about?
Well, for one, keep some interesting company. I was bored, so I decided to run facial recognition on them.
Okay, you're kind of suspect, my guy, and I do not like it.
I found quite a few newsreels about them, complete with security camera footage and mugshots. I admit, I literally laughed out loud at the one where they sold ownership shares to the Space Needle.
They did what?
Oh, you didn't know? Like I said, keep some interesting company.
Yeah, because we really don't know much about them, so any information would help.
Weirdly enough, when I looked up their police records, they were completely empty. They haven't been charged with anything.
Nothing at all. I wonder how they managed to get out of that. Hockey is doing, no doubt. Clean record, but with someone else's help.
You got the girl with you is the real problem, though.
Whom? Lee May?
Couldn't find a single thing on her. No online profile, no yearbook, no images of her anywhere. No connection to anything your other friends did.
Okay, well now she's just okay. Just from that, she's suspicious now. So maybe she doesn't like social networking, and she was homeschooled. What's the big deal?
Dude, seriously? Gotta make a real effort to be that much of a ghost.
Or there could be a different reason. You don't know.
There's no way that the government isn't involved in trying to cover something up.
You're one of those guys who think the moon landing was fake, aren't you?
Oh, come on, it's not like that. Besides, how much do you know about her anyway?
Well, I can't exactly tell him that she has a Kansei that makes her a human sponge for emotions. But beyond that, I really don't know a thing. Aki refused to even speak about it when I asked her. I know enough.
Of course you do. You're the genius detective, after all.
Oh no. Kevin taps a few keys on his keyboard and two of the monitors light up with old newspaper article.
Genius siblings solve another cold case. I gotta admit, you're actually kinda cool. So, are you on a super secret mission right now or something?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You know, since you're using a fake name and hanging out with criminals and stuff.
Alright, if he found that article, it means he knows who I am. I hate this house. No, it's just Aki's nickname for me.
Well, that's disappointing.
Life's not all se- Life's not all secret missions and government conspiracies, you know.
It would be cooler if it were.
Do you know anything about Liam's nightlife?
You mean all the drinking and gambling? Or extra stupid stuff?
Well, I was thinking about other things.
Oh, the dog fights then.
You knew about that?
Well, yeah. I'm the reason Mr. Otten found out in the first place. He asked me to track Liam's movements on his phone. Guess he didn't trust him. There's a surprise. Anyway, I noticed Liam was spending more and more time in a corner of town that's not really hot on the usual party clubs, so I did some more digging. Found out that Liam was watching dogfights, and in some cases, funding them himself. Big Will was furious when I told him. You showed up. I thought he had hired a private investigator to get some proof. I guess it's kind of a moot point now.
That's all for now.
Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Okay, so it could possibly be Liam. I'm not sure. Okay, let's move. Actually, yeah, let's go here and then let's go to the kitchen. Nope. No. Where's the kitchen again? I forgot. No, that's the bathroom. There we go. Okay, so talk. Okay, what should I talk about? Why do you work for Mr. Otten? Do you know anything about the? Okay, okay. Why do you work for Mr. Otten?
Mr. Alton values my services. I am a trained professional and an excellent personal assistant.
That wasn't really an answer. What I meant was, why did you choose to work for him?
I have personal reasons, but my employment is both legal and morally sound.
Okay, suspicious. Okay. Okay. Do you know anything about the experiments? Yeah. Do you know anything about any experiments with altering genetics that Mr. Otten ran?
Mr. Alton has run a good number of studies on genetics, but experimentation was more the forte of his old business partner.
So she does know.
That was nearly 20 years ago, though.
Yeah, she is aware of it. So, okay. Was Mr. Otten planning to cut Liam from his will?
He was. Liam's actions were very costly in terms of both money and public image. Mr. Alton wanted to punish him for his cavalier attitude. When Liam took up dogfighting a few months ago, that was the last straw. Last week, Mr. Alton informed Liam that he would no longer be inheriting anything.
How did Liam take that?
He was furious, naturally. He called Mr. Alton a selfish and greedy old man, and he said that he'd make him regret his decision.
Oh, okay. So from that line alone, it could be Liam.
Mr. Alton never got around to doing it. The lawyer was scheduled to visit next week. As it stands, all of Mr. Alton's fortune now belongs to Liam.
Okay, that is suspicious. How convenient for Liam. Killing someone seems like a good way to get revenge, although I don't think Mr. Otten regrets much now that he's dead. Still, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Okay. I'll come back later.
Of course.
Okay, so I wonder if I can go. Wait, no. I want to go back to that one room with. Here we go. I wonder if I can get some answers. Really? Okay, so.
I'll talk to you later then.
Okay, so she's out of the question. Let's see. I haven't seen I haven't seen the detective in a little bit, so I'm a little skeptical of that. Let's see. Hmm. Actually, wait, hold on. I want to go here. I don't think I examined. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I did. Um. Let's see. Okay. Bathroom. No. So the only three places I know are it's the security room, the living room, and the kitchen. So the only three rooms that I know. Let's see. Yeah. I doubt Kevin would appreciate it if I poked around all of his stuff. I should probably wait for a time when he's not around. Okay, that's a clue. So we gotta figure out how to get him to move. Okay, I wonder if there's anything to talk to him about. Okay, no.
Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Okay. So we gotta get him to move somehow. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Kitchen. Okay, so gotta figure out a way to get him out of the way. Let's see. Okay, I don't think I examined the room. Looks like a nice place to host friends, but the dust on everything implies it. Okay, so that's about it I can do for this room. Let's see. Okay, I did that already. Oh, I didn't even see this. I'm a dumbass. I didn't even see that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't even see the. Because as I said, I haven't even seen him, and he. Oh my god. Okay. Detective Gursky stands across the room from me, arms folded across his chest. He appears to be in a deep thought, but it's not long before he notices that I'm looking at him.
What?
Nothing.
Well, that's not true.
Nothing I want to talk about then. He uncrosses his arms and sighs.
I don't know where you've been all these years or why, but that look in your eyes is still the same.
What look?
The one that says you're already trying to figure everything out. It's like watching someone who just started work on a puzzle. You're digging through the pieces and looking to build a frame. You don't have much yet.
That much is true. I don't remember seeing you before, though.
I doubt you would. We've never met in person. I sure heard a lot about you, though. Both of you.
I suddenly feel my stomach knot up. How much is a lot?
Not enough, apparently. I thought you were dead. We all did.
Yeah, that was kind of on purpose.
Do you have any idea how much work was put into finding you?
Don't even start. I'm not in the mood to hear a lecture from someone who doesn't know what I'm going through.
You know, back in the day, I couldn't go 10 minutes without hearing your names. Oh, they're so great. What heroes these kids are. Why can't we have such helpful people here? What a joke. When we found her body, the first person they looked for was you, but you were nowhere to be found. At first, they thought you'd been kidnapped. As days passed, they thought maybe you'd been killed. When I saw you yesterday, I thought you had finally come back to do something worthwhile again.
I solved that murder for you, didn't I? What more do you want?
What about your sister's murder? You're the only witness, but you ran away. Why?
Okay, so the murder. Okay, so now I understand what murder they're talking about. So apparently his sister died or something. Okay. He doesn't understand anything. It has nothing to do with you. I don't owe you an explanation. It's complicated.
Things are only as complicated as you want them to be.
Aki told me the same thing this morning.
Then maybe you should listen.
I'd rather you don't get involved. This is something I have to deal with on my own.
Sorry, kid. I'm sworn to uphold the law. Even if you don't want me getting involved, I kinda have to.
I know, just... I sigh and let my hand fall to my side. That's not what you think.
We'll talk about this more later, but I promise that this isn't over. I got a call this morning about my report from yesterday. You've already caused a disturbance with your return.
Oh no, did Gulch find out yet?
Are you kidding? She was the first.
And that's why I didn't want to tell you who I was. I knew they'd all find out I was back.
They'd find you eventually. It was only a matter of time.
Am I in trouble?
Yeah, I'd say so. If it weren't for Aki's insistence that you stay with her, I'm sure they'd already have come to take you back.
This is not good. This is so not good. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you try actually having a backbone this time around?
Okay, dude, can you not be a sentimental dick for once? God. Listen, I'm sorry, okay? I was 15 and stupid, and I shouldn't have run away. But can we just focus on the dead body we've got in our hands right now? I kind of feel like we're letting the past get in the way of the present.
The present only exists because of the past.
Gursky studies my face carefully, gauging my reaction. Finally, he sighs and shakes his head.
But I see your point. Figuring out the cause of death for Mr. Otto does take priority right now. I'll be upstairs. Come talk to me if you find out anything.
Oh shit! I just realized I should have talked to him first. Oh my god, I'm dumb. Anyway, I'm gonna do that anyway because I did find out information. Okay. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I didn't think we were supposed to talk to him first. I thought he would just show up like random, you know? Okay. So okay. I found a bunch of these papers in the basement. Any idea what they're about? Detective Gersey takes the sheets from me and pages through them carefully. With each page he reads, his eyes widen. What? What is it?
Old research. Very old research that certain people in the government want to pretend never happened.
How do you know this?
It's a long story.
It's not like I have anywhere to be. He sighs.
Let's put it this way. A few years ago, I stumbled upon a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to. Specifically, an old experiment that William Otto was involved with. I got in a lot of trouble for what I saw. I was supposed to be erased from the system entirely, but I was given a second chance, transferred to Edgewater, and stopped the twins who were running around the city causing trouble. They figured if they stuck me here, I'd be out of the way, and I'd have my hands full with the twins. I don't think they expected me to catch them so soon.
So you're the one who caught Aki and Naoki?
I was Aki's arresting officer, yes. We technically never caught them.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. He got away? Having trouble having trouble thinking of Naoki as the sort of guy who could run away, who could run from the law for very long.
Aki went down fighting so that he could escape. We spent 3 days looking for him, not a thing. Then, less than an hour after she cut a deal, he showed up on our doorstep to turn himself in. Like magic.
He scowls.
Part of me suspects that she planned it all in advance.
Okay, do this one. Heard that Mr. Otten was conducting genetic experiments on people. Mikko Ludd's eyes widen.
That's a pretty strong claim. Are you sure?
Well, not exactly, I mean. Arista said there were rumors about it. Well, there's enough truth in them that she came all the way here to investigate.
Then let's hope she turns something up. Until then, I'd be wary of believing things without any substantiation.
Yeah, got a point. Do you really think Mr. Otten was murdered? Detective Gursky sighs and rubs his temples slowly.
I don't know, kid. I can't just march in and declare it's a murder without any evidence. For all we know, he committed suicide.
Yeah, like I said, he could have just drank himself to death and then somehow poison took place, or he did something else. I don't know. Do you think he killed himself?
Hard to say. His reaction when he saw you certainly was unusual. It's not a level of fear you see in most people. He very likely could have done something foolish in response.
Yeah. So you might. So you think it's my fault?
Now, I never said that. There are a lot of things that might drive someone to suicide. But in the end, it's still the decision of the individual.
Yeah, I know. Gursky studies my face carefully before he speaks.
Back then,
Yeah, I did. But I really don't want to talk about it. Okay. Turns out that Mr. Otten was going to cut Liam from his will.
well then, that's an interesting turn of events. You know why?
One too many run-ins with the law, it seems. The big one apparently was him getting involved with dogfighting. Detective Gursky grimaces.
That would do it. Am I to assume that Mr. Ott never actually got around to making this all-important change in his will?
Yeah, Sophia said that the lawyer was going to come by next week.
Great.
Okay, so are Aki and the others really convicts?
Well, technically,
No.
they're not on record as having committed crimes.
Kevin told me they were in the news a lot. He said something about selling the Space Needle.
Please don't remind me. That was one of the bigger headaches and a huge publicity fiasco. And yet somehow, I'm supposed to keep them out of trouble now?
What do you mean?
I guess you could say I'm their official handler. I'm supposed to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't do anything else.
But what did they even do?
Hustling, mostly. The twins ran a lot of cons. Aki's got some sort of charm about her that makes people trust her. She's really manipulative, and her life is nothing but warm gray. Naoki's a good kid, but he'll do anything his sister tells him to do. And he's a fast learner. He can pick up on pretty much anything. They came to Edgewater 2 years ago and wreaked havoc for a good year before we finally caught them.
He rubs his head slowly as if an old headache had just found its way back to him.
But Aki is Aki. Somehow she managed to cut a deal. Clean records in return for their special services.
Yeah, so that explains what Kevin said. And that explains the records, okay.
So now the government uses them as investigators, spies, or anything else requiring a quick mind and an expendable body.
Ah, that's why she said they were special investigation agency.
It's not an inaccurate statement. And on that note, be careful about what she says. She's not a liar, but she likes to tell misleading truths.
What about Lei Mi? Where did she come from?
I'm afraid that's classified information.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh, I want to find out what that's about. Ooh, juicy information. I want to find out. Now I'm curious. I raise an eyebrow, but I don't press the question. It's obviously not something I want to get involved with. Okay.
Not too late.
Okay, wow. Interesting. Okay, now I want to see if I can talk to Kevin. No, okay.
Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Okay, so so if I can't get another no, actually, since I'm here, might as well talk to her. Okay, no.
Of course.
Okay, so my only other option is let's see, there we go. Okay,
I'll talk to you later then.
okay, so that was out of the question. Let's see. Um, wait, I wonder if there's something in the basement that I missed. Examine. Okay, no, there's nothing in here that I need. Okay, just making sure. Okay, actually, I want to go back and see if I can. No, okay.
Alright.
Wait, I want to examine the room now. Okay, well, it's the same thing. Okay, well, wait, hold on. Wasn't there? No, that's the bathroom. Wasn't there that one door? No, it's the kitchen. Was it this one? Yeah, I think that door right there. Yeah, I think that door there leads to his office. I'm not entirely sure. Talk. Oh, I didn't even know she was in here. Okay. Let me gazingly blankly in the direction of the collection of old plates. I didn't know she was in here. Okay. I approach, but she barely seems to notice my presence. So, hey. Amy blinks slowly and turns to face me. She nods once to acknowledge my presence. I shift my weight from one foot to the next as she stares at me expectantly. What am I even supposed to say? How are you feeling? She stares at me with a mixture of surprise and confusion. She states it so simply, I almost feel foolish for asking. I guess I was just wondering if you were okay since someone died after all. She tilts her head and looks at me curiously. Does what bother me? Oh, not really. I guess I'm used to it by now. I still think it's sad, but I'm kind of numb to all of it. I stare at my hands and rub my fingers slowly together. My palms feel sweaty. What about you? Amy stares at me curiously, as if she didn't fully understand my question. I mean, are you bothered by death? She fidgets and examines her open palms, the same way I just did. Slowly, she rubs together her fingertips, as if she'd never seen her hands before. Finally, she speaks.
He was very scared.
Mr. Otten?
Yes. Even though I felt his fear, I knew that I was not scared. I'm not scared, but I still feel scared. Does that mean you both remember?
I sigh and lean against the doorframe. You know, I've always wondered what it would feel like to die. Letting me tilt her head to the side, she looks curious. I mean, I've experienced death, of course, but they're not mine. And somewhere in the back of my mind, every time I do it, I always know it's not mine. I've always wondered, when I die, will I be afraid or will I think that it's just someone else's death again? Or maybe by the time I die, I'll be so comfortable with it, I won't care, even though I know it's mine. I turn to face Lei Mi. She's watching my face carefully. I don't know. That wasn't really an answer, huh? I laugh and shrug casually. Honestly, I don't even know why I said any of that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there isn't really an answer. You and I both have to carry other people's emotions. It's tiring and sometimes it's confusing. But I think that if we didn't have these abilities, we'd still be sad when other people are sad and scared when other people are scared. That's just being human. Amy smiles and takes my hand in hers. Sure, you're welcome. Oh, okay, I can ask you questions. Okay. So, what is everybody feeling right now? Okay. What is everybody feeling right now? No, I meant the others, not our friends. It's fine. I wasn't very specific. Amy takes a deep breath and closes her eyes again. This time, it takes her a little longer to start out her thoughts.
Sophia is sad. She feels as if there is no hope. There's also
Relief? Again, I feel uneasy about Sophia. Earlier, when I asked her if she cared about Mr. Otten, she didn't exactly answer me. Actually, answer me. All she said was that she didn't know what she'd do now that he's gone. I don't know what I don't know why that bugs me so much, but it seems like she was avoiding the question.
so scared and disappointed. There's so much emotion inside of her. It's all flowing at the same time. She wants to be happy, but she also feels very guilty. Humans are very complicated.
Let me nods earn earnestly, as if she just struck a new idea, and nod in turn.
Kevin is uncertain. He's not know what he should be.
He definitely seemed to have trouble believing me when I told him that Mr. Otten died. Denial, I guess. What's wrong?
He's with Aki right now. She's manipulating his emotions with her Kansei. I cannot tell what is his and what is not.
Aki. Yeah, we haven't even seen them at all, so that's kind of suspicious. The girl seems to enjoy invading everybody's privacy. It's a wonder that Naoki and me put up with her. Hopefully, whenever she's up to will lead to something useful. Okay, I guess I'll ask about the artifact. Do you know much about the artifacts in this place? Let me not. Could you maybe tell me about them?
If you wish,
Yeah, I do.
most are safety charms meant to ward off danger.
I turned to the large tapestry on the wall. What about this? What are these animals?
They are the four legendary creatures: tortoise, dragon, phoenix, and tiger.
For some reason, this mythology feels familiar, but I'm not sure why. It's not anything I've ever studied. Do they stand for anything in particular?
Seasons, directions on the compass, sometimes schools of thought. Overall, they represent balance.
It's weird. They feel kind of familiar, especially the tiger.
The tiger and the dragon are mortal enemies.
Then me reaches out as if to touch the tapestry, but she hesitates and draws her hand back.
The dragon represents cunning and intelligence. The tiger represents raw power and strength. Dragon and tiger, mind and body. They fight each other constantly. Neither can win.
My stomach tightens up as I look at the tapestry hanging on the wall. An endless fight where neither can win. Me watches me carefully. She's trying to decipher my emotions, but I don't even fully understand what I'm feeling.
What bothers you?
I'm not sure. It's probably nothing. Amy doesn't seem satisfied with my response. No surprise there, since I'm not satisfied either. I don't really have anything else to say, though, So our conversation develops into an uncomfortable silence. Okay, so what does the calligraphy in the front hallway say?
No dust settles here. It means that this place is quiet and safe from influence of the outside world.
Huh, okay. Okay. What did you do before you lived with Aki and Naoki?
I'm not allowed to speak about that.
Is there anything you are allowed to speak about? Amy closes her eyes and takes a small breath. Her lips move slowly as if they're poring over the list of things she's allowed to share. Finally, she opens her eyes and smiles with a self-satisfied look in her face.
Authorized to share anything that might aid your investigation.
Whoa, what's with that phrasing? She sounds so formal all of a sudden. Okay. I'll talk to you later. She nods. Okay. So,